whatever out of the way so they can take the liver out, some new procedure of some sort. So it was an in and out day thing. So Kennedy drops me off at the hospital around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then his wife picks me up around 4. So now just before I go into surgery, I told the doctor, I said, "You've done these before, right?" He says, "Yeah, I've done a lot of them." "Did you wash your hands?" "Yes." "Good." I says, "Now when I come in the recovery room, can I have a couple of naked waitresses they're nurses, right? For the recovery. Topless at least, you know." He says, "The ones in recovery you really don't want to see topless." Could set back your recovery. So anyway, I get out of there and they give me this sheet, you can't bend over. You got stitches and you're all typed up and all that stuff. Don't lift anything over 10 pounds. Don't wear a seatbelt on the way home. And just basically take it easy and come back in a week and we'll make an appointment. We'll check if you have any problems with your surgery. Go to the ER and they'll fix, whatever. So, okay. Get in, Joyce picks me up in her T-Bird and we're headed up I-81. And a new mall. Everybody been to Syracuse at all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's this big mall there. And you're going up 81 and we're going the next exit up there. There's a ballpark up there. They had these cones, these barrels are getting ready to do construction work. So a 3-lane highway is necked down to 2-lane. Of course, then the main medium's all concrete pilings that they put along to divide the highways there because there's no grass in between. All of a sudden, we got slammed in the ass end by a minivan. Pushed into these barrels, and the barrels are rolling around and stuff like that.
And you have no seatbelt on.
I didn't have a seatbelt on, no. So I reached and I put my hands out, caught myself on the dashboard, Thought enough to do that. Still dazed and confused from the anesthesia. So I get out of the car and look over the situation and I pull, well, we got to move these barrels. So I start dragging these barrels out of the way.
You're not supposed to lift anything.
Huh?
You're not supposed to lift anything.
Right.
The sand-filled barrels, right?
But I'm not thinking of that right at the moment. So then I walk around the back of the car, and this guy, he's backing up and trying to get unhooked from our car. His bumpers hanging down, that kind of shit. And so I walk around to the driver's side because he hit us on that corner to see if we could jam the back end into the tire or something. We could see if we could drive the car, and it looked all right. And I said, Joyce, I guess you pull the car over there, which she does. She turns the car, and then I stand there, and I look to my left, and guess what I see?
A naked chick.
Topless.
No, it gets better than that. There's a car, a white car, about 8 foot off the ground, coming right at me doing barrel rolls in midair.
It hit my barrel.
Going around horizontally off the ground. For some reason, it gets pushed a little bit this way to maybe where you are sitting. It slams down on the goddamn tarmac.
Next to you.
Yeah, right in front of me, right from here to them. And all the window, a roof on its roof, and all the glass explodes out of the car. There's like diamonds everywhere, the safety glass, right? It blows right out of the goddamn car. And I'm like, oh, this is nice, Because I'm in a little la-la land yet, right? So then I see these hands sticking out of the car. So I walk over and I bend over and I start to pull, and now comes a blonde. Okay. So I help her out, the young gal, She's dazed and confused.
So what happened next?
So I check her out. She's no bones sticking out of her body. She's not bleeding or anything like that. And so I lean her up against the car, and then I notice that, the car's upside down on its roof. The roof was pushed down. And the wheels are still going around. That means the motor is still running, right? And I says, is there anybody else in the car? She says, well, my girlfriend. Oh, okay. So I said, well, you stay right here. And I walk around to the other side. and I see these arms coming out. There's another blonde coming out of the car.
From
So
heaven.
it's a blonde thing, right? So I help her up. Now she's crawling through all these broken diamonds, all over the place. So she's got blood all over her now as we get her stood up. She's freaking out. I'm bleeding and all that stuff. But she didn't have any bones sticking out of her, and it wasn't squirting blood, so she didn't break any artery or anything, veins or anything like that. So
She would brought one.
yeah, she was kind of dressed. She was dressed. Both had shorts on. Out for it was a nice day. And so I said, how many fingers do I have up? I put my hand in front of her face. I can't see any fingers. You got your hand there. I said, well, then you'll be all right. So, I said, is anybody else in the car? She says, well, no, but my girlfriend's pregnant. That must have been the other one next to her. I said, well, I only met her 2 minutes ago. How this came out of my mind, I have no idea. So I said, come with me. We walk around the car, which isn't far, just walked around a little bit. And there she's standing there. The wheels are still going around, right? Now I'm thinking, oh, car upside down. Gas runs out of car explodes. This is what I think is going to happen next, right? So I get the other gal. I says, come with me. We got to go. And here comes out of nowhere some girl, another blonde, in a white car, Jeep, wheeling her way trying to get through our accident situation. I said, what the fuck are you doing? She said, get out of my way. I'm trying to get out of here. I said, for there you see it's a goddamn accident. I got the blonde on each arm, right? This one's giving me shit. So we get over she goes by, and then I see this guy walking up to her in a uniform, no hat on, and it turns out he's a policeman. And he says, what happened? I says, you ain't gonna believe what I seen. Next car coming right at you, and it's only this, 8 foot off the ground. Ain't very top, about where your height is where he was. This car's rolling. I only saw 2.5 barrel rolls, and they come down.
They weren't Olympians.
So I don't know. I still can't figure out how this gal did this, but she did it, and barrel rolls and slam, bang, and rest is history. See, I told him, I says, I still don't believe what I saw, but here we are, and I guess doesn't look like anybody's hurt, but then the ambulance is coming up the other way. He said, this is the 4th accident that happened here today. That made me feel real good, 4th accident.
Did it hurt your
The
surgery
same
stuff or not?
spot.
Did it hurt any of your surgery stuff?
I was a bit sore when I got home.
Yeah.
And but there was no blood. Joyce checked me out when she dropped me. I said, well, there's no blood coming out of there. Of course, I figured I'd probably be sore from surgery anyways, right? You're cut open. I don't know how deep they go or anything. I think it just slides under the skin, and they put this mesh and sew it all back together so it looks pretty, I don't know. So I didn't get to look at it for like 2 weeks later till I finally got it all off and the stitches came out, and
So you survived.
I survived. Yeah, that was another remarkable thing that happened to
the
me.
accident all really happened.
That is,
It all really happened.
oh yeah, this is true.
Remarkable.
The remarkable Ed
anesthesia.
Wyroba. The
Wasn't
remarkable.
anesthesia.
Embellished a
wasn't
little
it?
bit on the blondes, but I'm not
Anesthesia,
sure.
was it that this all just
No,
Maybe you slept
Joyce.
all the way home.
Joyce Kennedy, Bob's wife, she was driving the car.
she
And,
can vouch for you?
well, to a point, yeah. She saw the car slam down. She didn't see it going through, barreling through the rear, but I did because I was outside of the car. She was just pulling the car off because we were maybe a third of the way into that second lane, the only lane. Which we were in that lane, but now we pushed into the barrels. So I got after I moved the barrels, and I told her to pull ahead, and I looked up and here comes this car at me.
The remarkable Ed Wyroba, ladies and gentlemen. The
Good
remarkable.
story. I've seen it on TV. Everybody's seen these cars go up in the
Sure.
air and all that kind of stuff. How in the hell it ever happens and see it this close? is absolutely remarkable. That's the only thing I can say.
All right.
Ed, we'll see
Hey,
you.
you guys have a good
guys,
holiday.
don't see you
All right,
Good hunting with you.
Have a nice
Yeah,
day.
next
time. Take it easy, guys.
Back
See ya.